Smiling faces, an earth like star. A frown can't bring out the beauty that you are. So love within, and you begin smiling. There are brighter days ahead. Don't mess your face up with bitter tears, 'cause life is gonna be what it is. It's okay. Don't delay from smiling. Yeah. There are bright days ahead. Bom, did it bom, did it bom, did it bom. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, family. Welcome to the damn mental house. What's up? I am your host, Khadijah. Look, y'all had to excuse me because the phone kept ringing and then the door started. I'm like, who is doing this to me? Anyway, that was my crazy nephew, and I had to take care of him right that minute. Now, I am totally aware, and somebody inboxed me and said that I hadn't done anything for Black History Month. Well, dear heart, dear one, beautiful soul, every day is Black History. Every day that you live, really, as far as I'm concerned, and have lived, has been Black History. I really don't wait till the shortest month of the year to acknowledge the contributions of my people throughout the diaspora, throughout the world. So, and because I study my people, and I have studied my people and our accomplishments and attributes, and even our not so great attributes, that is just more than a 1 month job. I mean, it's more than a one trick pony, as they say. I'm looking for my dog, so if y'all see me keep looking around like that, I just don't want him to come barging in here. So please bear with me a little bit. Now, so I thought that since you did ask me, and it is Black History Month, and I do want to disseminate some information for those who don't know a lot about Black history or their own history, because it has been taken away. And of course, just like you see them doing to those temples over there in Luxor, the temples they're doing in Egypt, they're over there destroying the evidence of my people, and they are replacing it with things of Christianity like Jesus and the Last Supper. The walls of the temple are being knocked down as we speak. The old ancient writings from the people of old are being destroyed. So there will be no evidence left, and no, you know, leftover details about our history and just how great the contributions were from the ancient Egyptians. Well, I find that same practice going on. I think the lady, I can't think her name right now, but she put a lawsuit in Texas, because what we find out is kind of going on across the country. Specifically, I can speak on what was Texas, that these people are trying to pretend that slavery was an occupation for black people. They're trying to pretend that um, we came on like the Nina, the Pinta, or the Santa Maria, that we were immigrants and we came over here looking for work. Nothing could be further from the truth. I would not dishonor my ancestors that way by allowing that lie to live. And no matter how much I embrace humanity, the clan that I belong to are the original people on earth. And they were the first people that God made. Now, whether you want to, call that racist or call it whatever you choose to, it's a fact. Scholars, your scholars, white European scholars, Lindo, Leakey, Mendel, Leakey, all these great men knew this truth. So if you don't know it and you're a Caucasian person, then you own a late show. But that's not being said to disrespect anyone. It's said to me, in my opinion, it's just letting me know how every nation comes from my womb. I am the mother of all civilizations, the black woman. That's what it lets me know. So we're all one? Yes, because I produced you all. Now, on the esoteric level, once you find out what that means, then you understand that your divinity is your freedom. That's right. By very nature, your very nature, you are divine and you are free. And these constructs that the European population tried to put on us and have put on us is a construct. It's a construct called white supremacy. It is detrimental to anything that is non-white. And that is the reason why we have so much chaos in the world today. White supremacy. So, for those of you who don't know where to begin, as you asked me, sweetheart, I don't know if you is this a new journey for you. But I would like, as I did last time, I introduced a few books, and I'm sure that you saw the video. If you would go back and refresh your memory, start with those books. That is very important. And because it is Black History Month, again, we're gonna go with a few more, and hopefully you'll get a chance to brighten your horizon and your knowledge of Black history. And if you want to save it for February, that's great. But I suggest that you look at the contributions all the time. And if you have to understand his story, then you definitely should know your own story. Okay? The greatest African warrior that ever lived was Hannibal. Try him. You'll never ever hear between Hannibal and Shaka Zulu. That's how you have your formation and your way to do battle. This was the greatest conqueror, greatest warrior, Hannibal. Who, by the way, rode into Italy on an elephant. Another good book for you to read, starting in Black history and to continue throughout Black history, is Power Economics. I don't know what happened to the cover of this book, but it's called Powernomics by Brother Claude Anderson. And I don't believe I told you the author of Hannibal, and his name is Jacob Abbott. Powernomics by, of course, Brother Claude Anderson, the author of Black Lies, White Lies, Black Wealth, White Wealth, whatever. Just a brilliant brother. Started, I think he was in a few administrations, presidential administrations, where he's an economist. So you can learn a lot if you aren't familiar with Brother Claude Anderson. Do yourself some good. I would be remiss if I didn't. This is for all of us, How to Eat to Live, and the Message to the Black Man, which I thought this is what this was, by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, is a very, very, very good book. We all need this so we can put them damn chitlins down and stop eating that pig and his processed food that he talked about a long time ago, and said how the devil was going to kill us through the food that we eat. There's another book called The Unseen Hand. I don't have it in here. I left it in the other room. By Ralph Epperson. Ralph Epperson. The Unseen Hand. Okay? And the last book, couple books I'm going to give you. Oh, I got a lot of books for you to read. This is Black History Month, should keep you busy. And you probably should get through with them before the month is over with, if you really do your job right. Of course, our beloved sister who just passed on, Queen Mother, The ISIS Papers, by Dr. Frances Cress Welsing. The ISIS Papers. And my favorite scholar, the late great Dr. Amos Wilson, and this book is called The Falsification of African Consciousness. Woo! The Falsification of African Consciousness. It's a Eurocentric history, psychiatry, and the politics of white supremacy. Okay. Blueprint for Black Power. All right. Now, that should keep you busy. A lot of you who have asked about me, and I told y'all again, my family history. I told you I wasn't new to this. I was true to it. Again, I would really encourage y'all to get Selma of the North by Patrick Jones. The cover is off the book. I have no idea what happened to it. But this is a very interesting book. People talk about Selma, Alabama as being one of the most racist cities in America. But I contend and always have, if you look at the statistics, number 1 and 2 is Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And it was deemed the Selma of the North. Milwaukee, Wisconsin. So this book is all about Selma of the North. In fact, when you read this book, there's a lot of stories in here about my dad and his time operating and going against the system here in Milwaukee, Wisconsin in the in the 60s. And just them fighting, integrating, and getting jobs, and for people, the Nation of Islam, the Orthodox Muslims. I mean, there's a lot of stuff covered in this book. And I think it's very interesting for those of y'all who really, really, really see Selma as a smokescreen. In other words, a faraway place. Oh, that just happened in the South. Yeah, that was Selma. The South was always bad. Milwaukee, Wisconsin was the Selma of the North. And just like Cicero, Illinois, these are the places that when Dr. King came, he said he had never, ever saw the hate on the face of the people like he saw when he went in Cicero. The South ain't had nothing to do with it. He never seen nothing like that. That's saying something. Okay? So, for all of y'all who said, but we were in the North and we didn't have it as bad. Well, this book begs to differ. Again, it's called Selma of the North by Patrick Jones. And he's a Harvard law professor. Okay? And I have a special love for this book because my dad is all in it. My uncles, and just very interesting read. Now, sweetheart, I hope I've given you enough stuff to keep you busy. And the more you learn about Black history, real history, the more you'll understand that there's that history, and then there's your history, and somehow you have to understand, once you know thyself, then you can diffuse European history a lot easier, a whole lot easier. because you'll understand that everything that has been presented to you was stolen, plagiarized, and represented back to you and your people as true. Okay, so once you come to that understanding, then you just know that you're in the matrix, and it's your job to navigate through it. Okay, so with that being said, smile and don't forget to love yourself and hug your babies. I'm hoping I'm gonna be able to come back a little later on to do a video, and that is if my granddaughter allows me to. I want to give another little quick shout out before I end this video to all the people who stay safe and keep their emotions in check and keep their aggression down when encountering the beast that's out there, whether it's in a uniform or whether it looks just like you with this type of skin uniform or a different uniform. I want to commend y'all, everybody that walked away from a situation last night or last week and didn't let it escalate to a level where somebody's not here or somebody's not hurt. I thank y'all. I love you wherever you at in the world. All right? All right, be blessed. And thank you, all the subscribers that are out there. I really appreciate you for subscribing to my channel. And if you like what you hear today, please like and subscribe and encourage somebody else to listen to me, okay? Thank you. I want y'all to have a wonderful, wonderful, blessed day. All right? See you.